And 1,300 gold at the 22-minute mark. Fed Karthus is fed.
Ever so slightly as Dragon number 3 starts for Na'Vi. Cottonix returns and comes straight down here. And the Dragon's dead before Flash in the Night and full Mother Russia can even get close.
A little bit of a chase there. Nezrelis wants this fight, but the rest of Na'Vi are not so sure they want to get involved. Now a very, very aggressive double lift. He jumps all the way forward, blows up Karthus, but Karthus is still going to be able to deal damage. Requiem is not available right now, though. The ultimate did come out from Yorick, though, so he was dealing damage from beyond the grave. Tariq is the first one to fall on behalf of Full Mother Russia. Jarvan has now jumped all the way over the wall. Cottonix is going to be chasing down Ilek, being chased by Movie. Now Ilek's going to go down. One more auto attack finishes him off. Cottonix has turned his attentions onto Movie. Movie flashes over the wall to get away. And is him down. 15 seconds left for Requiem and for Karthus. 10 seconds. They're not going to be able to pick up that kill. So that was a 2-for-1 trade. Not too bad. Na'Vi's still coming out in the stronger position. And they should be able to take a tower from this as well.
Yeah, okay, kills are something that you get a little bit of gold from. You got to remember, this is an objective game. You can get all the kills you like, but if you lose your Nexus first, you've lost the game. So the fact that Na'Vi got a tower off of that, and it all started with a dragon, means it doesn't matter how many people they lost there. It could have been aced and they would have been up on the gold. Okay, they wouldn't have got the tower if they'd been aced, but...
Look at the team gold right now as well. In the middle lane, 10,000 on Karthus to 7,000 on Orianna. Top lane, Yorick on 7,000 against the 7,000 on Jarvan, so that's even. Bottom lane, Graves 9-3 to the 6-6 on Corki. Huge differences on your carries. Nocturne 8,300 to Shen's 5,300. I mean, 3,000 items. That is a completed sort of tier 2 item for each of the carries outside of the top lane. 10,000 gold difference, 25 minutes in. There's not a lot that From Mother Russia can do to prevent Na'Vi taking this game. But it's just going to be playing by the numbers. Antigen has now finished his Infinity Edge. He has Zeal and he has that Executioner's Calling. He's also sitting on 1,000 gold, so he's pretty close to finishing a Phantom Dancer now as well. And his damage is already immense, and it's just going to get even higher. Look at Corki's build as well. BF Sword, Merc Treads, and a Brutalizer. Really going for whatever he can get his hands on at the moment. Tariq, on the other hand, 162, has been caught out twice now. Roaming, trying to look around the map, trying to put some wards down. And I think it's just a matter of time before Na'Vi decide to push, before Na'Vi decide to force the next big brackets, and then try to take home a victory. So they turn their attention now to Baron Nashor. Karthus, Nocturne, and Yorick. Graves is not even there right now. He's going to fall back. Now turn their attention back. The Wall of Pain goes up, but nobody manages to get caught by it. No slow means they don't commit with a bigger fight. Sand Mansion has been wearing the Oracle's Elixir for a little bit of time. He's been clearing out those wards and putting as much damage, removing as much vision as they can. And look at the vision that Na'Vi have right now. They're completely set up for Baron Nashor. They're completely set up for the invasion from Moscow, from For Mother Russia. And I think Na'Vi have this game in the bag, but they're playing it by the numbers. They don't want to play too risky. Give up anything they don't need to give up. And it's better to guarantee.
By 10,000 gold, as you say, and I've seen teams turn around this kind of deficit, but not when you're up against a Karthus that's 8-2, a Graves that's 6-0. Nocturne's pretty strong in his own, and there are team comps that you can win when you're 10,000 gold down. But up against a Karthus is not one of those comps. He just gets stronger and stronger, and because of the way his passive works, and because he's with a Yorick here, being able to kill him quickly is not an answer, because he's just going to come back.
And then come back once again. It's very, very strong. And the damage that he's putting out as well. Lay Waste managed to catch Orianna completely alone, and it actually dealt over 600 damage. Flashy and the Knight is now committed to this fight. The Shen ultimate comes out to try to save him. Cataclysm is going to be used from Jarvan very, very shortly. That was used to finally kill Karthus, but he comes back with the Yorick ultimate. Now Karthus is pushing forward onto Orianna. That's going to be a dead Orianna very, very shortly. Sand Mansion through the wall manages to pick up a kill. Nocturne is now coming into this middle lane. Paranoia is not available. Sand is now trying to push down Maxture. Antigen will be able to pick up that kill with one auto attack and a buckshot. They lose Karthus but pick up 3. This is going to cost them Baron. And that should be enough for Na'Vi to be able to push home a victory.
I want to point out 2 things in that fight. Orianna ulted with the ball on her head when she was nowhere near anyone. So that hit nobody. Karthus died to Ignite halfway through channeling his ultimate, and that did no damage either. So
a little bit of confusion. I think a little bit of not necessarily the best focus from the players. Sand Mansion may even go down to Baron Nashor. In the background, Antigen does pick up Corki as we're watching Baron. Hilek is now trying to get away. Now Nash is busy regenning his hit points. And they managed to delay Baron. Corki gave up his life, but he did defend Baron, so I suppose objective completed. And some wasted ultimates coming out from the champions across the board. For everybody that is asking, this is not the real double lift. This is just a, let's say a fan. That's a nice way to say it. So it is not the real double lift, but yeah. 12,000 gold advantage. We're approaching the 30-minute mark. And Citizen Wayne is now pulling out this dragon. He doesn't have any lifesteal, but the amount of damage that he can put out with those layer wastes, hitting for over 600 damage every time it pops. And that's on a 0.9 second cooldown. He can just melt Dragon and Nashor once he actually gets into those positions. And there's not a whole lot more to say about this at the moment, is there, Panky?
Not really. Just going to sit here and watch him play it out for Mother Russia. Have to pull out something really special to try and turn this around. But Na'Vi are not the kind of team that's going to throw an opportunity like this. This is Dreamhack. 270,000 Swedish kroners grand prize. And, well, in a best of 1 qualifier, you don't mess around. One game and everything could go horribly wrong. Na'Vi are going to be trying their hardest.
And of course, this is a game for the semi-finals, so they are going to be facing off against another recognized team very shortly if they do pick up the victory. CLG EU are also in the Nordic East qualifiers. I believe from their side of the bracket, though, they would be facing off against MYN if they are victorious, but I would need somebody to double-check that for me on the brackets. So they do manage to steal a tower in the background. Karthus, Citizen Wayne is pretty much 1v1ing Elec, and now they're committing to a fight. They know Shen isn't available, so there goes Requiem. That's come out. Look at the damage going down. Sandmunchen's ultimate does come out and lock up Orianna for a brief time. So far, it's a 1-for-1 trade thus far. Antigen might be going down in the background. I don't know if that's his ghost or if that's him actually dead. Orianna's now gone down. So has Corki. And what a strong, strong fight for Na'Vi. They managed to pick up 4 and immediately turn their attentions back to Baron Nashor. Shen, the only person to survive that, managed to escape Karthus and did actually recall. Now, Graves is going to continue pushing, and I'll put some damage down to this tower while the rest of his team pick up Baron Nashor. Karthus alone has got so much DPS against that objective. And with Baron Nashor and all the gold that they've picked up, there should be 1 or 2 more last pushes before Na'Vi wrap them out. And I just think it's a lack of coordination here on behalf of From Mother Russia. They really haven't coordinated very well once they've moved into this team fight stage. Their laning presence wasn't necessarily too bad, but they just aren't grouping up in the best way possible. And they aren't comboing their abilities as maybe they should be. Also some slightly unorthodox builds here. Black Cleaver, Brutalizer, and Merc Treads on Corki. Really going
it's an interesting one.
Really
you want to get out of Karthus slows maybe, or Yorick slows, or even the fact, stuns from Leona. That's exactly what it's about. Do not want to get locked down by the CCC from her.
And look at Graves at the moment. 9-0-11. Executioner's calling. Last Whisper. Phantom Dancer and Infinity Edge. There goes the Paranoia. Corky's going to Valkyrie forward. Requiem comes out as well. 1 or 2 more attacks. That's going to be able to pick up that kill. Elec is now Elec is the next focus. He does manage to use the dash to get through the wall. Flashy and the Knight moving forward to try and take on a red buff Nezrelis. Nezrelis is not even going to finish the fight. He's going to leave it for Antigen. And it looks as though they're going to leave it for Creeps, or this might be a surrender vote. Okay, so Creeps managed to finish that one off. I have no idea what that was about. But it looks as though Flashy and the Knight has officially resigned for this particular game. There goes Jarvan. He's jumped all the way forward. Cotton X is now going to be the first one to get blown down. Does manage to take the ultimate from Nezrelis. Flashy and the Knight has disconnected. Now they've turned their attention. Ilek is the next one to go down. Turn their attention to Citizen Wayne. A very, very good flash from Citizen. Gets him out of range of that Dragon Strike and manages to just save his life. This should be the final push with no... this is a 4v5 and the fact that they've got Baron buff. It doesn't look like From Mother Russia are going to be defending. And that's GG to Na'Vi. Everybody that's joining, this is the, quarterfinals. Na'Vi managed to pick up the victory against From Mother Russia. And they proceed to the semi-finals. Dominating performance from Na'Vi. Don't you think, Panky?
I don't think there's any other word to describe it. It was absolutely dominating. And let's see if they can go on and do it into the next round. I was looking through the brackets, and it looks like on West, quarterfinal game is going to be Absolute Legends versus either SK Gaming or Fnatic.
Well, I tell you what we're going to do. Let's jump back onto EU West then. I'm going to open that up. And I think we'll try and get the next game up as quickly as we can. Everybody that is on the stream, thank you for tuning in. The next round is coming up very shortly. Next round shortly. SK versus Fnatic. Possibly. So stick with us. Of course, there is going to be music in the background. And we'll be back in just a few moments.